Hi community of awesome, I'm Ava J and this is Bookish Pixie. So a little while ago when I was answering channel comments, someone asked me if I'd be willing to compare Beyond the Red's first draft first page versus the final draft first page. So what I'm going to be comparing are the first 280 some odd words of Beyond the Red, which is the first draft that is unedited and is just what came out when I was writing, versus the final, what is in the book draft. Okay. I wake with a knife to my throat and the cold barrel of a phaser pressed against my forehead. It's a bit of overkill, either one of those weapons could kill me, but I'm well aware that I make people nervous around here. Scream, half-blood, and I'll slice your neck open. I stare into the darkness and try to make out the form of my attacker, but even with my sensitive eyes, all I get is a shadowy figure that smells like sweat and sand. I can't see others, but I can feel their gazes on me and the tense energy in the still air. Makes a phaser unnecessary then, I say carefully. Do you want me to sit up? Don't play smart with me, the boy hisses. One wrong move and I'll put a hole through your brain. My eyes are adjusting, and I can make out the others now. 3 figures cloaked in black, standing near the entrance of my tent. They shift nervously, and one is digging the toes of his left foot into the sand. Thus the phaser pressed against my skull, I say. Yes, it all makes sense now. We should hurry, one of the companions whispers, and the armed boy nods and steps back. Get up, quickly. I roll off my bedroll and reach for my pants folded at my feet, but the hum of a charging phaser and the telltale white glow stops me in mid-reach. What are you reaching for? The boy sounds panicked. I'll kill you. I swear I'm putting on pants, I say. Unless you plan to parade me around the camp naked? A long pause. Then, just hurry up. My brother just killed me. Again. I know because I wake with a knife to my throat and the cool barrel of a phaser pressed against my forehead. Good morning to you, too. Blazing sun's day, I murmur, rubbing the grogginess from my eyes. If a Saffron soldier manages to find camp while I'm sleeping, I accept I'm dead, okay? Now let me rest. I'm ready for some kind of snappy comment about how I'm dead twice now. When I'm too tired for days' drills, he sometimes mock kills me in 6 or 7 different ways before launching into his "the aliens won't let you rest" spiel. But it doesn't come. Maybe I should apologize for not taking him seriously, but it's hard to be amped up all the time over such a distant threat. Most of us haven't even seen a Saffron, let alone come close enough to have to fight one, even if Day insists we'll eventually have to. Still, the quiet is unlike him. I lower my hands and peer into the darkness of the tent. It must be earlier than I thought, because the suns haven't risen yet. A shadowy figure cloaked in black stands over me. Silence twists through my chest. The hiss of shifting sand nearby sets my pulse racing. There are others here, and since when does Day wear a cloak? Sit up, boy, the figure says, and his light voice surprises me. He's a kid, can't be older than 14, and he's calling me boy? He nudges the phaser. Scream for help and I'll cook your brain. I sit up, carefully. No sudden movements. My fingers are cold and my heart's about to explode, but I force a slow exhale and swallow a bout of nausea. Okay, so big difference there, and I'll go through at least some of them. So the first draft version ends with the boy freaking out because Eros moved and telling him to just hurry up. That part is still in the final version too, but it's on page 3 because I needed to bulk up a lot before we got there. So when I first draft, I write very quickly and very lean. So my first drafts come in super thin and I have to add more to them when I'm revising. It's actually pretty common for me to add 20,000 words or more during revisions. The main thing I needed to add in is world building and description so that you could better picture the scene and what was going on and where we were. I needed to establish right from the start that we're not on Earth, and in the first draft we didn't quite get that. So I needed to add in hints about the world and multiple suns and stuff like that so that we understand that this world is not Earth right from the beginning. Another thing I needed to fix was in the first draft, Eros is super snarky at the beginning, which minimizes the sense of danger. We don't really get that his life is at risk because he seems to be taking it so lightly. He's like cracking jokes while these people are holding guns at him. So I needed to remove that and really instill a sense of nervousness and fear because Eros wakes up with a knife to his throat and a gun to his head, and he needs to be afraid. It makes sense for him to be afraid, but the first draft didn't really capture that. I also got rid of some of the telling. At the very beginning of the first draft, Eros says, "I make some people around here nervous." I got rid of that and showed it instead by showing how nervous the boys were, even though they were holding Eros at gunpoint. Finally, I added more personality to the final version so that we have a sense of Eros's voice right from the beginning, and I gave a little bit of background information, so we know who Eros's brother is, and we know that there are aliens called Saffron, for example. So those are the first and final versions of the first page of Beyond the Red, and just a glimpse of the revisions I do every time I write. So yeah, so that's all I got for today. If you liked what you saw, don't forget to subscribe and comment, and I'll see you guys next week.